Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where it's been a couple of days here, and I have a plan. Now, the plan doesn't really take into account this faction. We'll have to see what we want to do about them in a little bit, but we're going to come down here, fight these guys. This should, in theory, deal with this Tengri uprising. Between that and this siege, at least enough for us to hopefully be able to white peace. That's the idea here. And as far as the, actually, this is the, this is the Tengri uprising. As far as the Ashari uprising goes, what's this going on here? Konkolo of Bashkiria. Oh, this is one of the guys attacking us in the claim throne. Okay, in none of my previous, I often, when I'm in a situation like this, I'll not record several attempts and try out how things go. I've never had this event pop up. This isn't a huge deal. This guy's only 868 troops. But, you know what? I'm going to make sure that he leaves that war. Sounds good to me. Fantastic. It's not a huge deal, but it's a nice little bonus. Now, every time that I ran this, we gained Lover's Pox. But beyond this, things tended to go a bit off the rails from here. So let's see what ends up happening from here. Now, we capture this fort, and the question is, how much does that swing this particular war score? Oh, this war ended. That's different. This guy got bubonic plague, it looks like. Cool. That's, again, not that big of a deal. That was a low priority war. That's a nice thing. And I had that guy die previously, but not this quickly. I was expecting him to die eventually, because I had noticed that he had gotten bubonic plague in my previous research, but that's not that big of a deal. It's a nice thing, but we were never going to focus super hard on that war just yet. That was going to be after we wrapped everything else up, with the exception of this particular war. This is actually going very well. It's not ideal. It's not perfect so far. Like, absolute perfection would be that the leader of the claim faction would die, but that's fine. We're going to come up over this way with these troops, and we're going to need to defend our territory. We'll bring up additional troops behind. These guys will be some of them that we'll bring up, and perhaps these guys. Now, this swung us only to 27%. Sometimes if we were able to capture an heir here, that would swing us a little further, but that wasn't the primary war leader, so that was never going to be a major deal. Now, we captured this force over here. This was something that I ordered. The other guys that were over here wandered down to the south, so that is perfectly fine. We capture these guys, and then we can go fight this force. Oh, never mind. We actually captured the leader there. That was lucky. We'll accept that. So we'll enforce those demands. That war is over. Okay. Where are these guys going to pop? I want to go to the county. Okay, they're going to pop over this way. We should probably start these troops moving over here, just to be ready for that. Okay, these guys are going to follow up over this way, and let's see what happens down here. Do we capture this leader? That would be enormous if we did, but I kind of doubt it. Okay, this guy's popping. We knew that would happen. So that starts a war, but we're down to 3 wars instead of the 4 we were on. I like it. Okay, so let's see here. This guy has 12k troops. How spread out are they? Fairly. Sounds good. And they're even already fighting up here. That's another bonus for us, is these troops up here were fighting the populace up here that we actually got rid of. They were fighting other forces, and we don't necessarily... Well, actually, we should come up this way. This is the last force after we defeat this one. So the main question is, do we capture the leader or not? Because if we capture the leader, then this force will go up here and fight these guys. If not, then these guys can be redirected to come over here and start slow sieging like down here. Hello, pause menu. That would be perfect. Surely we're not that lucky. Let's find out. This is going to be interesting, to be sure. We're also sieging here as a bit of a backup. This battle's going well thus far. Okay, we did not capture him. I'm not shocked by that. These guys are going to head up here. I'm actually going to send these guys up this way as well. Because we know that these are the last forces in... Or actually not quite the last. This guy has some forces. But we know that these are the last forces personally controlled by the leader of the populist uprising. So we're just going to have to walk all the way up here. It's a little bit sad. They're going to siege this successfully, but we'll make our way up there. And hello, pause menu. There shouldn't be a problem. Now, there's another thing that I wanted to do that I actually forgot. That was my own execution. And that is, we're not endorsed by our High Shaman, and that's a big part of the reason why we're losing so much money. All I wanted to do was start a sway on that at the beginning of this episode. I forgot to do that until now. That is unfortunate, but I guess it's okay. So we do have a learning perk available, and at this point we can switch to wealth focus, which we will do. But we have a learning perk here, and we could go for perhaps planned cultivation for increased development efficiency. Wonderful. So we'll do something along the lines of that. And we're making our way up here to defend our territory. It looks like they backed off a little bit. In fact, it looks like some people have left this war. Maybe, interesting. Maybe they died or something. I don't know. Or just left the war. That can happen sometimes. Okay, well, again, this isn't a huge deal. The core threat is this over here. All of these things added together do add up to some pretty lucky stuff on this particular playthrough, though. This is going much better than my previous attempts, and better than I expected. Even this fight is very good for us. This we don't necessarily want. This is fighting a hostile force, and we don't want to fight a hostile force if we can at all help it. Are we going to win this? Kind of looks like it. Unclear yet, though. Okay, yeah, we do win this. Fantastic. We'll let that go, then. That was a mistake. Didn't want to let that happen, but... I mean, all things considered... We have gotten a couple of pretty lucky events here that I was not expecting, that I did not factor into the plan. But I'm okay with it. Honestly, I want these rebellions to end. I don't want to have to... fight rebellions for all time from here. So we're going to head over here, deal with these guys, I guess. We're completely off the rails at this point. The plan is irrelevant now because RNG has taken over. I mean, elements of the plan were effective, right? There's no doubt about that. But overall, the plan is irrelevant. Okay, where's this guy sieging now? Oh, this is actually neat. He's sieging a location that's rebelling from us, but we're going to go hit him. And when are we going to arrive? We're going to arrive in 3 months. Okay. We didn't get as lucky as we could have, as maximally lucky, but we got pretty lucky so far with dealing with this. These guys are going to come start a slow siege up here. And we're going to move up this way as well with these forces. Excellent. And we're still negative in war score, but this will not last very long. The major problem that we have right now is this. This is still a threat. There's another faction behind this, and this is populists. There's nothing we can do to stop that, and they're just peasants. So I don't think that's a huge, huge deal. What we really need right now is peace. That is our biggest thing that we need at this exact moment. So let's get some of these factions gone. Right now, I want to work on the Tengri and the Srikula uprisings. Did we finish this battle over here? No, we're still on our way over. We will arrive in 8 months. That's a while yet. Now, where are these guys located that are going to pop? That's the real question here. Up on this side. Okay, that's both convenient and inconvenient. We need to go up that way anyway. But yikes, because we're nowhere near that right now. That's my overall state on that. But like I said, we're fully off the rails at this point. They sieged this back. I'm not shocked by that. This, I am shocked by. This is the claim. wants a white piece. Okay, this is getting into maximally lucky territory. I have no idea why he wants this, but I accept. I'm not going to question it. I accept. Okay. So, these guys, if I can select them, these guys need to all start coming over this direction. Okay, so all we've got left is this uprising and this uprising. Now, this one, he's got these troops here, but we're also heading up to deal with his last troops. Now, he's not personally leading those troops. Not this guy. This guy. Yeah, he's not personally leading them. Okay. Now, we know we're going to have another faction, but how long on that? 6 months. I don't think we get to peace in 6 months. But this is going far better than I expected. That white piece was very unexpected for me. Like I said, we're fully off the rails at this point. Wait, that faction just went away. Too weak to send an ultimatum. Ah, our threshold bounced back up. Right, because there's no there's no nobles rebelling against us. That would be the case. Fantastic. That white piece just saved us so much trouble. Here's this uprising. Done. I guess we can slow siege here. That's not a problem. And these guys are heading over this direction. The question is, though, what can they do? I mean, they can come down this way. There's 6k over here right now. I feel like this is fine. Our biggest issue currently is one of finances. We're going to be in debt for a long time. We can extort subjects in a few years, and we don't have access right now. Ooh. It is a risk worth taking. Do it. Successful business endeavors. Wonderful. We need to grab detailed ledgers. We need at any cost is what we really need here. Okay, there's more populists, but they're not going to make the threshold anytime soon. This guy escaped. Sure. 2 people escaped. Okay. We may ransom people back at some point soon. I mean, it shouldn't be a big deal, right? Because we've white-pieced a couple. That should be okay. If we look at our prisoners here, what are their opinions of us? Prisoners. Kinda low, actually. A lot of these should not be released. Not yet. Okay. So that's good to know. Somebody just died in the dungeons. Sure. These troops down here, they're all peasant troops, so they can't regenerate. That's huge. Feudal taxes reduced or a weak hook. This man is currently imprisoned. I guess we'll drop the feudal taxes. I'm not happy about it, though. Okay, sounds good. So, I mean, yeah, this has gone fairly well. Better than I expected, actually. I expected this to be a much more drawn-out recovery period. For sure. We had plans to deal with 2 of those, but one of them dealt with themselves, which was convenient, and another one decided, like, the one that was an actual problem to us, an actual threat, decided that it just didn't want to fight anymore. I'm so happy about that. Now, there is a faction brewing, and this is Caperite populists. We may be able to deal with them by the time they pop, which will be currently 12 months. This guy is Caperite. We could roll a conversion on the very small off chance that he decides to go for it. Even if he wants a hook, I might give it to him. He wants 250 gold. I do it. Now that does gain us a stress level. We're going to seclude ourselves. Excellent. And we're going to take these guys down to here. Now, I am expecting that this lowers their strength enough that they are no longer a problem. Beautiful. Do we expect this force to be able to kill this? Well, not without a commander, that's for sure. Let's take a look at our currently raised armies. Skill 31, let's just make this be no commander. And let's give the skill 31 commander here. Where's actually that skill 40 commander? Do we have him, or is he in his own army? He's in his own. Okay. So we're going to head on down. We're going to arrive there in 3 months, and there's 12 months left on this siege. We may be able to win this. It's going to be pretty close, but they can't recover. So next fight, we'll definitely win. But yeah, this is saying we'll probably win. That's great. And we are working on swaying our High Shaman. Once he endorses us, that will help us financially a lot. And we're definitely going to enter a chill/recovery period after this. This is far better than I expected this to play out. I expected 2 more rebellions, at least. And I expected a long, drawn-out fight for that succession, or for that claim faction. Okay, so we are losing this war, or rather this battle, as I expected. This is fine. We're just going to go ahead and retreat in good order at this point. And that's a pretty long retreat. We do have troops on the way, but you can see here we managed to kill off about 2,000 of their troops. So that's important. There is this independence faction brewing, but we can deal with this. Ah. The threshold has dropped back down again. For some of these. The threshold is actually different for different ones. Okay. Well, we can deal with this guy, I think. Let's see what we've got here. Just our High Shaman. That's inauspicious. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. There's some time yet before they can pop. Unfortunately, this is a pretty long retreat. But they are taking attrition down here. I was hoping that we would only retreat a little ways away, and to where I told them to. No such luck. We do have additional troops on the way. They'll arrive eventually. We're currently at plus 22. Do we want to just white peace? He would not accept this. Minus 0 reasons. Okay. Well, we're going to walk back in. That'll be 5 months. Would he accept now? Yes. I'm going to white piece it. Bam. Disband troops. Okay. That is such a big deal. That is such a big deal. We are now making some gold, but more importantly, our total soldier count will update here. Now, this does need to be dealt with. Existing factions is minus 15. So what we need at this point, well, first off, we need another concubine. So there we go. We have been fairly unsuccessful about getting additional children. So that's sad. But we can do this. Specifically, what we're going to do is we're going to break this betrothal. And this guy is sufficiently powerful that I want him on our side for sure. So we're going to arrange this marriage here. There we go. Perfect. Now they want to ransom, and we may want to ransom here. We did a lot of white piecing there. So I think the faster that we get out of... Well, some of these should not be ransomed. Absolutely. For a favor. I don't care about a favor. I think, once again, if they're our vassal, we're not going to ransom them. We're only going to ransom them if they can't join factions against us. I think that's the plan right now. We'll get some gold here from ransoming off family members. And I think overall that's the idea. Let's see. That's just a weak hook on this guy. You know what? We'll do it. None of these guys would be ransomed. Weak hook on himself. Gross. 50 gold. 10 gold. 50 gold. Already considering an offer. And already considering an offer. Okay. So we'll just do that for now. And then let's see here. Okay, they're still working on that. Okay. We really need to work on coming out of debt here. That's a high priority for us at this moment. So 50 gold here. 10 gold here. 50. That guy's a vassal. Okay. Now then, what do we got going on here? Currently, Caberite populists. And these guys. Okay. We can transfer this, but we're not going to because that's a lot of stress. We can create titles, that's fine. We can demand a payment from this guy for 12 gold. He doesn't have enough gold to pay the whole amount. We can also imprison some criminals, and I would, I think, like to do so if we have 100%. So let's just go through this list here. 78. Okay. The other major thing is, even if we have additional rebellions, I'm going to roll this 97, but even if we have additional rebellions, then we can raise up our troops wherever we want without penalty. So I am okay with that. Very, very okay with that. 100% here. Our wife is bearing our child. This is good. Okay, what else might we have? It looks like that's about it. Okay. This guy wants to ransom himself. I decline. That Hunchback plus Lover's Box combo, that's not helping. That is not helping at all. People are pretty upset at us. And we're not up in our level of fame yet either, so there's that as well. We're going to go ahead and do some confession, I think. General opinion -5 isn't great, though. Maybe we're not going to do that at this exact moment. Okay, what about this guy? He wants to ransom her. I accept. 50 gold, yes please. Fantastic. How's our opinion going with our High Shaman? Looks like we failed our sway. Our mother died of old age. Sure. Okay, so what's going to fire here? This guy escaped. Caberite populists are too weak right now. These guys will fire. Potential options here are limited. Very, very limited. Any of our siblings have their spouse die recently? No? Okay. Well, actually, you're just betrothed. And we can't end that betrothal. Okay. We could just demand a conversion on the off chance that he accepts. He wants a hook. I accept. It's a lot of stress. But he does convert. And that disbands that faction. Now, there's still always going to be these peasants down here. There's some populists here, and there's also the peasant rabble down here. That's always going to be a thing. We're going to tell everyone to leave. We're becoming a strange recluse, which isn't helpful. Not helpful at all. We are above our vassal limit, which means that we should do this. But man, that's a lot of stress. That is a whole lot of stress. Okay. So we're working our way out of debt slowly, but it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode... Ooh, hang on a moment. 92% of just 300 gold? We're going to do it. Yes. Okay, so that's 300 gold. Fantastic. Next episode, we're going to deal with some of these additional factions here. I'm actually shocked that all of those were handled by the end of this episode. Completely floored by that. What we need to work on right now is getting ourselves out of debt. That is absolutely the top priority. However, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.